This is the ultimate transcendence guide you've always needed. Let's talk about it. What's good YouTube, NoGoodEman coming to you today with an ultimate transcendence guide video. So guys, in this video we're going to talk about the latest rarity update changes we got in the last patch. We're talking the new Transcendent Runes and Blessing Stones. So guys, what's the newest best ways to get the ones that you need? What's the best ones in the game? We're going to talk that and more. But before we do, make sure you guys leave a like on the video. If you're new, go ahead and subscribe to the channel, turn on post notifications so you don't miss a live or an upload, and then finally support your boy on that memorable website to always get those free codes. Now, let's go ahead and get straight into it. First and foremost, what is Transcendence? Transcendence is actually going to be the newest rarity, as we just mentioned, past Legendary. So, as you guys know, currently within the game, we had Legendary for quite some time, and now the newest rarity is upon us, and of course, with that is going to be even stronger than the previous rarity. So, Legendary was the meta, but now everybody will be gearing up for the Transcendence Blessing Stones, the Transcendence Runes, whatever the case may be. And I do want to say, you guys will unlock the ability of Transcendence, or you're going to unlock skill research when you guys register one or more legendary runes or blessing stones. So upon unlocking literally just one legendary rune or blessing stone, you guys should see skill research available to you guys. Now, when it comes to getting things like your skill research, let's go ahead and just go into skill research real quick. There's a few things to talk about. Of course, if we want to synthesize, which basically means creating the Transcendence Rune or Blessing Stone, you guys will need a few things. First and foremost, you're going to need 500,000 gold. You're going to need a random legendary skill rune duplicate. So you're going to have a legendary skill rune or blessing stone that you already have. So a duplicate in that regard. And then you're going to need something called a Transcendent Stone for whatever blessing stone or rune you're trying to transcend. Now, how do you guys go about getting the Transcendent Runes? There's a few places you guys can get these. The first place is going to be in the Guild Exchange shop, so I'm going to show you guys that right now. I already bought this myself, and boom, here it is. So skill runes Transcendent Stone Chest, you guys will have the ability to get 2 random ones. Of course, it's all RNG based, but the other place you guys can get the rune variants is going to be in Battlefield of Time. Now, funny enough, it's going to be in more than one places than not in Battlefield of Time this time, and that's actually pretty lovely. So Battlefield of Time challenge actually has these, so go ahead and start playing this. I'm gonna be honest guys, I don't even play this game mode myself, but I need to start locking it in because that is the new best way to get those materials. And then if we go ahead and go over to just Battlefield of Time, you guys will also be able to get this when you guys register under 2 minutes in any Battlefield of Time boss. So go ahead and clear under 2 minutes so you can get a plethora of these, and then you guys can eat in that regard as well. And then finally, I do believe that it is also in the Battlefield of Time exchange shop, and then of course if you are Wills, you can buy it via the just regular shop. But of course, we're not going to talk about the paid options. We're going to talk equality for everyone. So here it is. You guys can get 3 of these, and these are selections, meaning you guys can choose whichever ones you do want. But of course, this will be reset pretty much every 21 days or every update ish kind of, or every Battlefield of Time season. We're going to talk about the best ones you want to select in a bit, but I do want to talk about the blessing ones as well. So if we go back to skill research, we do have rune transcendence, but we also have blessing transcendence. This is basically going to work about the same way, but how you go about getting these is kind of different. So hear me out, because it's going to be a few different places. First and foremost is going to be in Power of Destruction. So within Power of Destruction, you guys can get this via the solo challenge by registering at least 1 billion score in Power of Destruction, and then you guys can get this in the group rankings if you are dominant within your server. It's in the top 10 rewards. It's actually in the top 50% rewards, but if you shoot for that top rank 1, then you can get so much more. This is all RNG based. This is not selection. So that is the best ways you can go about getting it there. And then it is also going to be in the Simulation Gate exchange shop. So I already bought this, but you guys can get up to 2 every period, and then the period resets in about 12 days. So I'm not really sure how that works. So I guess every 2 weeks you can go ahead and get about 2 there if you are saving your Guild Exchange shop coins, or not Guild Exchange, but Simulation Gate exchange shop coins. What are these even called? The Dimension Disc. If you save those up, then you can go about it that way. And then the final place to get it will be the Guild Exchange shop, as I was kind of saying a little bit earlier. So if I show you guys where it is, boom, 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 let's go ahead and scroll down, show you guys where it is. Boom, there it is. So Blessing Stone, Transcendent Stone Chest, again, that's all RNG based. That's the kind of downfall of it. When it comes to the blessing materials, they're all RNG based to my understanding. I haven't found a single non-paid option in which we can select our blessing materials, so it's definitely going to be harder to get those transcendent blessings versus the rune blessings. But all in all guys, like I said, it's going to be mostly RNG bedded. But if we do talk about the best ones you can select, if you can select those, let's say you have selectors to use, boost. Then let's start with the rune side. The first one to talk about, and this is going to be no specific order, but I do have a top 5 that I want to discuss within this video. The first one is going to be Vacuum Wave out of Armor Break. Now if we look at just the previous variant, and you guys can always go ahead and compare these by clicking the synthesis condition, and then you can see the numbers here and then just see the updated numbers at the bottom corner. So a 17% damage taken increase to the target for 12 seconds, a boost to vertical arts for 35% for 10 seconds versus 30% for 10 seconds, and then 15%. So this one is going to be very, very big for things like POD and Guild Boss. Guild Boss, especially when it comes to the Ant Queen, because everybody's bringing Vacuum Wave to the Ant Queen. So once players get their hands on this Transcendence Blessing Stones, Guild Boss scores are just going to get even more insane. And then the next one to talk about, if we are staying on the topic of Guild Boss, and this honestly transcends Guild Boss, this transcends almost all game modes, is going to be Magnifying Slashes. So the damage taken increases by about 25% from the legendary variant, so that's a very good thing. Now the thing to note is that the damage is also like a 10% boost, which isn't too great, but again, it's Magnifying Slashes. You don't want to take this at face value. And then something to note is that when you guys are getting these new runes, then your skills will upgrade. So what do I mean when your skills will upgrade? I'm talking about when you see something like this. So plus 12, I don't know what the number will be, but let's say it's like plus maybe 14 when you get a Transcendent one. So Magnifying Slashes right now, obviously it's technically 390 at base, but the plus 12 allows me to get to a 1079. So take that as you will. If this was all Transcendence, Magnifying Slashes might be around, let's say 1500 damage. So all in all, guys, it's more than meets the eye when it comes to Magnifying Slashes. But then the next one I want to talk about is going to be Thunderstorm, the QTE from Death. So regardless, let me go ahead and find it real quick. I think it's a little bit towards the top. Thunderstorm's actually going to be a very good rune that you guys want to go about getting, because the damage also increases a high amount. It looks like 140 and then 180, and then at the legendary variant it was 120 and 160. So I can see a very good use for this, especially in the win meta that is to come, and that is honestly kind of prevalent right now. And then I do have 2 more that I do suggest for you guys. It's going to be Crosshairs out of Vertical Arts. This one's going to increase the damage taken to bosses by a good amount if I can find it. That's Sequence Crosshair. So this one is at 140 at the Transcendent variant versus 120 at the legendary variant. I think that's very, very good. And then the final one I do want to talk about is going to be the nice, lovely, trusty, and reliable. Where is it? I'm always going to be looking for it. It's going to be Dagger Toss. So this one actually has a 100% damage boost of Jinu's attack versus the legendary variant. So this one is always going to be very, very good. Again, Electric Shock Dagger Toss is very meta for things like low ranked content, or let's say high difficulty content, things like Proof of the Strong. People are bringing Dagger Toss to things like that. So those are the top 5. Again, no specific order, and you don't even have to listen to this video. Do whatever you like, it's your account. But if we move on over to the Blessing Stone section, I honestly do recommend that you guys get these, because Blessing Stones are always going to be harder to come by, meaning more so because these are RNG. So hear me out on these. The first one's gonna be Bloodlust, of course. Ironically, it's at the top, and it's at the top for a reason, right? So with the Bloodlust, guys, at the previous variant, you guys were able to do about a 12% and 12%. Now it boosts up to 14%. So you definitely will see a damage taken increase for things like POD, for things like Guild Boss, and much more. The next thing is going to be Sharp Perception. Sharp Perception actually gets a very nice boost from its legendary variant. Honestly, 100% uptime with Sharp Perception at legendary got you about a 18% critical hit rate boost, but at the Transcendent variant it gives you about a 24.5% critical hit rate boost. So that is very, very good for Jinu, especially if you're in, let's say, the red. If you're in the white, you guys can get even more crits embedded into your kit. The next one to talk about will be Pulverize. This one is honestly very, very nice. It goes from 30% at the legendary variant to 36% at the Transcendent variant, so you definitely want to eat in that regard. There's 2 more to talk about, so let's go ahead and talk about them. As we scroll down, we see something like Reawakening. So getting those skill cooldowns as fast as possible, this is going to be super helpful for things like Battle for the Time, things like Power of Destruction, things like Guild Boss, really all game content. At the legendary variant, the skill cooldowns will all decrease by 20%, but at the Transcendent variant, it's looking like 24%. So you can definitely eat in that regard. And then the final one that I personally want to talk about is going to be Intuit. So this one honestly got a very high boost, increasing to a maximum of 1200 at the legendary variant. This one has probably one of the craziest boosts, going up to 1540. So we're seeing an intelligence meta, we're seeing a mana meta, and honestly with Intuit at the Transcendent variant, I'm very excited to actually get this eventually in the near future, test this out and show you guys what the new Blessing Stone meta is for the game in SLA. But guys, that's just my personal opinion. What do you guys think of the new Transcendent Runes and Blessing Stones? Go ahead and leave your thoughts, theories, and comments below. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, turn on post notifications, and with that, I'll see you guys in the next one. Y'all take care. Peace.